What it is, world, man, world's best host, Mr. Afternoons, E.T. Cali right now, man. If you guys are just now checking in, I have got a partner here of mine, and I say partner very loosely, but because I'm an energy type of a person, I'm going to call you partner.
Nah, I love it.
And my favorite record is from the Genesis Project, which it was a 7-song, basically like EP that you put out.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2018.
Yeah.
You know, and then it had the PLW on there. But Mr. Leon, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great today, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Where are you originally from?
I'm from Brooklyn originally, and then I moved to LA when I was like 16.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
I'm originally from the West Coast, but then I moved
word.
out here to Atlanta to
Got
in the
you.
music industry. So
Yeah.
we in this we interject,
Exactly.
intertwine with each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But so when I first heard about you, I want to say, did you do a feature with Victoria Monet back in the day or no?
I didn't do a feature with Victoria Monet, but we did a record for Ariana Grande called Honeymoon Avenue.
Oh.
Yeah, that was on the first album that she dropped.
Right.
Yeah, but that's probably the only thing we've done together
Writing
outside of
skill.
Breaking Point. Yeah.
Yeah.
She wrote it, and I was one of the producers on it.
Got
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
So from a behind the scenes to being in front of the scenes,
Oh yeah.
which
Full
one do you like
circle.
the most?
Listen, man, I really love being on stage. I love, I mean, my fan base has been growing up with me for years, bro.
Yeah,
At this
yeah,
point,
yeah.
like 15 years. So, it's really nice to feel the love and feed them new music. So
Yeah.
that's definitely my favorite part, to be
I
honest.
was trying to explain to somebody, because there's so much music out nowadays. It's very unfair, but it's fair at the same time. It's fair that everyone has a chance.
Yeah.
It's unfair that so much stuff is out that the dope ones or the ones that sound different or are really about this aren't getting the light that I believe that they deserve.
I understand.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not
absolutely.
hating on nobody else's grind, do your thing.
Yeah.
Right? But there's some people that are meant to do this, and there's some people that are just doing it because they've got the equipment.
That part.
Right.
That part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know where I'm coming from. But I try to describe, I said, I don't know how to describe him, but like a newer age. Like, you just got this like around the way homeboy that can sing from the block. Like, yo, that homie down the street, man, he can sing. It gave me like a newer music soul child type of a feel.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Or how do you feel
Absolutely,
about
man. I feel like I'm a child of neo soul, and I did. It was the NAACP Image Awards years ago, and I met Music Soul Child.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Backstage, he said, "Young brother, I'm passing you the torch. You got the voice. You got
Yeah,
the
'cause
vibe." And it was kind of
I
a
felt
crazy
that.
moment. I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
okay."
and that's what
But-
I'm saying. Like, when you a music fan, you can feel that. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
this gives me this Music Soul Child, like the next evolution of
He's
that.
he's a huge influence for me, man. Even like the record off of Genesis, my old project,
Yeah.
Favorite, was definitely heavily inspired by like his energy.
Right,
You know?
Buddy.
Yeah, with Buddy. Yeah.
The first record off there. So now you
Yeah.
got the project that you got out right now. What would you say is the growth that happened between Genesis and the new project?
I feel like I really came into my own as a producer around that time that I started Electric Dusk. And it's been an amazing process to be involved in so many different aspects of this album. I mixed it myself.
Really?
I'm like co-writing on every song.
Yeah.
And, I think it's like one of these projects that's definitely like a labor of love. And I feel like we're introducing new sounds that I've even been able to like, put on amazing artists like SZA and Drake. And I feel like what I'm doing right now is definitely going to be revered next year once everybody kind of catches up a little bit. You feel me?
They
Kind of
consume it.
consume and see what's good. But it's just great to see that like some of the records that I'm doing for other people are doing some amazing things, and that at the same time, I'm getting these shows going,
Yeah.
and we're really building like a real cult, fan base, and that's really what it's all about to me, like reaching out.
You talk about cult fan bases. I'm a fan of music, so my mother's a classically trained opera singer.
Oh, word. That's
So,
dope.
but as a child, my mom played everything in the house: classic, Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
Sade, Whitney Houston. Growing, she played everything in the house.
Right.
Your musical pull that you pull from, what other genres have you pulled from that says this completes who I am as a person?
Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin.
Really?
Black Sabbath, James Blake, Bon Iver. There's like a bunch of different artists that kind of inspire some of the decisions that I make from a production level, and even from songwriting.
I was listening to. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was listening to it. And I'm like, yo, the some of the drum rolls I heard in there. I was like, this gives me some like '60s Beatles. The drum. I was like, this is not current drum roll, thing where it's a machine.
I'm playing a lot of that live, so it's a different feeling, and what I'm excited about is, I did a couple shows in LA, like some private shows, and seeing how this music translate, live has been amazing. So this is my whole thing. I did an entire album, selfishly as a musician, to really want to like put something together that would be fun to play live. And now we're getting chances to do that. We have some amazing announcements coming up soon for like new shows for next year as well. So like I'm just really hyped to get on them stages, man. That's where I'm home.
When you're doing your music, right, as an artist, I've said this. I don't know if you can say this, but tell me what you think about my statement.
What?
If I owned a marketing and branding company and I was an artist looking to get out to the world, rather than signing into a label, nowadays, because of all the different platforms you have, it would almost be better to sign to a giant marketing branding firm that could push you out to all these different platforms in the best possible way, because labels are going to do the distribution part.
Exactly.
But they're not really generally talking about
going to do the marketing and branding. Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think no, not at all. I mean, I think, there's so many non-traditional forms of marketing available to us right now.
But no one's really like
mastering them. Mastering them, but I feel like it's a learning game because it's changing every 3 months, So with that evolution, I found myself like really utilizing a lot of different avenues. But I've got some like even traditional ways that are coming up that I can't talk about that we're going to be marketing some of what I'm doing next. And to be completely honest with you, man, like this game that I'm playing in music, I'm playing it from a place of being behind the scenes long enough to really see the pitfalls of the artists around me. And I'm playing chess, not checkers. So, just understand that this is, going to be an evolution that you see over time. And you may not understand now, but just know in due time, it's going to make all the sense in the world.
Isn't it great, though, that the grassroots of things have come back to the forefront of how you got to build fan base?
Exactly, direct to consumer.
Because anybody can be a viewer of something, doesn't mean they're a fan.
Exactly.
And you have to kind of go out here and go back to like, I got to go out here into these streets. I got to go touch the people.
Exactly.
All that online stuff is so saturated that
the grassroots
it works. Have come back.
Yeah, it works. And I feel like that balance is very important, but I'm like really big on direct to consumer. Who is my fan? Where do they live? How old are they? How can we genuinely like cater to what they want as we continue to, make this art? And that's a big thing.
Isn't it great that you as an artist have pulled from legends from the 60s and 70s? You're nothing from that era. But now we have this fan base where you don't even have a demographic no more. It's just an era. Because everyone can consume things from whatever age if they like it.
Exactly.
So like now, like you said, fan base, right? Yeah. What's your craziest fan? Somebody that's like, oh my God, you know who I am? Isn't it weird? Like you someone like dinosaur old. Like, how do you even know me?
Nah, that's real. That's real. What's interesting is, I would find that like sometimes even the moms, of the fans would like, pick up on my music and be like, oh, wow, I actually resonate with this, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, man, I mean, I feel like even like a lot of my homies who listen to primarily rock, they're like tapping into certain records, which is really cool.
It's a click of a thumb now.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want this project to do? What are you hoping? I don't mean numbers wise, but from an artist perspective, because the labels care about numbers, and that's fine, and they should.
They should.
But from an artist perspective, what do you hope this resonates with the fans for? How do you hope it resonates?
Honestly, this is a journey into my mind, which is a very complicated place. But I want people to understand me. I wanted them to hear this and feel me. This is really based on feeling. And what's interesting is that I'm just seeing all of these people who are letting me know that they felt the same way based off of certain songs like Breaking Point and Crash and Burn and even Treasure in the Hills. And it's really cool to see that feeling was transferable, that I connected in that way, Yeah. And that's my biggest thing. I just want to connect. And I feel like internationally, I really want people to hear me all over the world, from Japan to Italy. I was just in Italy for a month and a half.
How was that?
There were people coming up to me out there, resonated with my music, man. And it's like, that's the mission, you know. It's to spread this feeling. And sometimes I'm not always happy. Sometimes I'm not always sad. But it's the feeling, that needs to...
It's to convey the emotion of whatever.
Exactly.
Music is supposed to convey the emotion of the listener.
Right.
That's what it's for. So if I feel like I want to sell dope, I might turn on Future.
Come on.
And just be in fantasy mode right now.
Whatever that's
or
about.
If I feel emotional about something, I'm going to turn on Sade or whatever, whoever the case may be, for the emotion that I'm feeling in that moment. It's supposed to convey the listener's emotion at that time, whatever that might be, you know? And
Absolutely.
so a lot of artists, I think, have kind of like maybe lost that perspective because they're trying to conform to what they think is winning.
Right.
Versus just be yourself, and you'd be surprised when you're yourself, the audience will find you.
Exactly.
And you can't pick your your fans pick you.
You really can't. You really can't. And I mean, honestly, I'm just kind of going at this one day at a time.
Yeah.
But it's great to see the growth.
Yeah.
And I know how far I've come in the last couple years. You know. And some of the things that are happening behind the scenes are such a blessing, man.
How many exes have hit you up? Hey, big head.
Oh, plenty. Plenty.
Time to disconnect, yo. You don't get this phone call no more.
Yeah, plenty. But you know what I'm saying? It's all good energy. I feel like I'm the kind of ex-boyfriend that you can still hit up and it's not like salty. It's like no toxic vibe.
Nah,
you know?
Man, I'm super toxic. I didn't have your number saved. My bad.
Yeah, one of those. Who this?
I'm definitely that guy. Like, oh, so I see you're doing well. Who is this again?
Yeah.
You don't recognize my voice? My bad. I'm super busy. Yeah, I'm definitely that.
Right.
No,
I love it.
But nah, man. Listen, man. Salute to you. Like I said, man, I've been listening since Genesis. With this project that you got out right now, I just wish you as much success as possible, even from the perspective of bigger than you can imagine.
Absolutely, man.
You know, I want you to be able to go somewhere and then be so bombarded with love and attention and fans that it's like you can't go there.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man.
I can't.
Yeah,
I'm famous, ho. He knows me, bro. You don't know me, but I'm like,
I'm getting to know you, man. You a cool
crazy.
dude. You
Don't
a cool
worry about
dude.
me, bro.
I like your vibe.
I look like Howard Stern and Lenny Kravitz had a kid, but it's cool.
Come on.
We in this thing. All right?
Yeah.
Yo, man, any last words you want to tell the people?
Listen, tap into my new album, Electric Dusk. It's out now on all DSPs. I really want y'all to feel what I have really put together. You can also lock in with me on Instagram at Leon Thomas. And I'll be back out in Atlanta next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're a girl from the past, stay there.
Yeah, that part. Peace.